Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
A livestock truck crash sent a man from the hospital and shut down a busy Lexington intersection. We'll have the story on that coming up. And a concert in Lexington could have traffic tied up pretty bad. What to expect from this weekend's Garth Brooks concert.
Also, Halloween, the worst night for pedestrian car crashes. What UK leaders are saying to keep you safe for tonight's events. Those stories and more in breaking news as it happens coming up on WKYT This Morning. Very early and pleasant good morning to you and welcome in. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith for the first track on the weather. Let's turn to meteorologist Micah Harris.
Well, we're looking outside and we have a lot going on. I mean, look at the map. We have freeze watches, freeze warnings. We even have some advisories down toward the southeast. And it looks like it's going to take us off into Saturday. So we got a long ways to go, lighting up like a Christmas tree. And it feels like Christmas the next couple of days. First Alert Offender Live radar. There's your rain and all that's trying to move down toward the southeast. Back behind that rain, that's when that cool air settles in. So it's going to be rain showers, and then we start to see snow showers as we work our way off into the night. I'll really jot down that forecast coming up to you in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then, Micah, and we thank you. It's going to be a very busy weekend in downtown Lexington. 80,000 people are expected for 4 Garth Brooks concerts, 2 tonight and 2 more tomorrow night.
A lot of happenings. In Lexington, police city leaders want to help all of us avoid traffic headaches. And as WKYT's Garrett Weimer tells us, downtown businesses want to help out too.
Even on a good day, traffic is pretty constricted in downtown Lexington.
But this weekend, you can expect to see even more.
But it's really unusual, especially on Friday, when you have 2 concerts back to back. It's Halloween. Halloween's become one of the biggest party nights. So you take all 3 of those events, put them together, and we really need people to pay attention.
It could be a traffic nightmare before and after the concerts, but having all those people packed downtown is a recipe restaurants like Natasha's are excited for.
And an estimated 80,000 additional people in the downtown area creates a great opportunity for a local downtown establishment like Natasha's to welcome those people in, allow them to try our great food.
Co-owner Gene Williams says he was concerned their regular customers might not come out because of all the traffic, but he says parking there won't be a problem, and it's free for folks who want to eat there before or after.
Downtown is really Lexington's largest parking lot in the evening. And there's parking everywhere. All the garages are available, and this weekend will be no different because we're prepared for it.
Still, drivers might want to prepare themselves to be patient. In downtown Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
And if you're going to the 6:30 shows, the Lexington Center encourages you to park at the High Street and Manchester Street lots near Rupp Arena. If you're going to the 10:30 shows, you're asked to park in an auxiliary lot at Old Frankfort and New Circle. You can then catch a Lextran shuttle to Rupp. New this morning, a crash between a cow truck and UPS truck has shut down part of a roadway in Lexington this morning. Lexington police say just before 2 this morning, a UPS semi rear-ended a cow truck near Nandino Boulevard and Newtown Pike. They say several cows ran from the scene after the crash. One person in the UPS truck was taken to UK Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police are still trying to remove a number of cows from the scene. They estimate it will take a few hours to clear the roadway.
We keep you updated on that story throughout the morning. Meanwhile, former lawmaker Steve Nunn went to court asking to withdraw his guilty plea for murder. Nunn is serving a life sentence for the 2009 murder of his former fiancée Amanda Ross in Lexington. But in court yesterday, Nunn said he only agreed to plead guilty to help his daughters and Ross's family. He said he also hoped it would lead to a civil lawsuit that the Ross family had filed against him being dropped.
The only thing I was trying to do is save the home that my daughter lived in Bowling Green.
The Ross family attorney testified there was never any deal to drop the civil lawsuit, but Nunn said his attorney at the time told him there was a deal. Nunn claims that the attorney failed him, so he should be able to withdraw his plea. The judge has not made a ruling yet. Investigators are still working to identify human remains found in a Lexington field recently. They spent much of Thursday at that field off Citation Boulevard. The coroner says investigators found more remains belonging to the same person. The coroner believes the remains are those of a man, and they may have been in the field for as long as 9 months.
The interstate's fairly close to this proximity of where the remains were found. So we've got a lot of things that we've got to look at. It's early in the investigation.
The coroner says the remains will be taken to the state medical office to determine if any bones had any fractures or signs of trauma.
A third person's been arrested in connection to a murder at a Lexington apartment complex. Police arrested Savon Thompson for complicity to commit murder. Nathan Miller and a juvenile face the same charge. They had already been arrested. Back on October 17th, police say Jeffrey Adams was shot and killed at an apartment complex on McCullough Drive. Well, since tonight is Halloween, we have some important safety reminders to pass on how to keep those kiddos safe. Officials at UK say twice as many kids are killed while walking around on Halloween. You want to make sure trick-or-treaters are visible to drivers. Good idea to put reflective tape on their costumes and opt for face paint instead of masks so that they can see better. They say drivers should take precautions as well.
A military foundation is offering a home in Scott County for a wounded combat veteran. The Military Warriors Support Foundation wants to give a 3-bedroom home in Georgetown to a wounded veteran, mortgage-free. Veterans who have received a home through the program say many of them deal with a lot of debt when they return home from service.
There's no mortgage payment, and that money you save doing that, you can put toward paying down your debt or repairing your credit, or just focusing on getting well, and that's why the need is there.
Veterans interested in the home will have to go through an application process. We have more information on how you can do that at WKYT.com. How safe are the helmets worn by Kentucky high school football players? Last night at 6, a WKYT News investigation looked into that. Investigative reporter Miranda Combs talked to Virginia Tech professor Dr. Stefan Duma. He developed the first rating system for football helmets. His system gives 4 or 5 stars for the helmets best capable of taking a hit. Fewer stars mean a helmet is only marginal or not recommended.
One of the main things we were trying to tell people is that the difference between the bad and the good helmets is dramatic. They all pass NOxI, but do you want the one that just barely passes, or do you want the one that passes by a lot?
Now, we contacted every school system in our viewing area to see how their helmets stacked up. 5 high schools had some helmets below 3 stars, including 3 in Lexington, Dunbar, Tates Creek, and Bryan Station. And Scott County High School had the worst percentage of what Dr. Duma would consider helmets that need to be replaced.
A flu shot clinic in Franklin County served more than one purpose Thursday night. The Franklin County Health Department organized the 3 for Free flu shot clinic in Frankfort. Anyone who brought 3 non-perishable food items received a flu shot for free. Health leaders tell us the clinic also gave them a chance to do some important training.
There's 2 purposes to it. Number 1 is to protect our community against influenza, and the second purpose is to practice our dispensing of medication in case of a real emergency.
Last week, the Franklin County Health Department reported some shipping delays that kept flu vaccine from arriving as early as normal.
Time is 4:38 on WKYT this morning, and the latest WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll shows Republican Senator Mitch McConnell's lead widening over Democrat Allison Lundergan Grimes. The Bluegrass poll found 48% plan to cast their ballots for McConnell. It's 43% for Grimes. Libertarian David Patterson remains a distant third. Throughout the race, McConnell's challenge has been his favorability. His final score in the race shows only 37% have a favorable impression of him versus 44% who rate him unfavorably. For Grimes, though, she ends almost identical to McConnell. It's her worst showing to date. 37% see her favorably, 43% unfavorably. For more on the poll conducted for WKYT, the Herald Leader, and our 2 partners in Louisville, go to WKYT.com.